You won't believe how many absolute gardening game changers are hiding in plain sight at Dollar Tree right now. I'm talking about professional-grade tools that'll make your neighbors think you dropped serious cash on your garden setup when really you spent less than most people blow on a single coffee run. Whether you're growing fresh herbs on a windowsill, transforming a tiny balcony into a green paradise, or creating that dream backyard oasis you've been planning, these Dollar Tree finds are about to become your secret weapons. And trust me, some of these are so clever, you're going to wonder why garden centers charge 20 times more for the exact same functionality. Hey garden lovers, welcome back to Daily Garden Fix, where we prove every single day that incredible gardens don't require incredible budgets. If you're all about growing smarter, not spending bigger, you're absolutely going to love what I've discovered for you today. So go ahead and smash that subscribe button, give this video a huge thumbs up because we're diving deep, and let's explore over 20 essential gardening tools you can grab at Dollar Tree right now. Some of these are practical lifesavers, some are total genius hacks, but every single one is worth way more than that $1 price tag. Let's get started. Item 1, Vertical Garden Revolution. Item 1, Stackable Tower Planters. If you've been struggling with limited garden space, you're about to fall absolutely in love with this solution. These stackable planters from Dollar Tree aren't just cute containers. They're a complete vertical gardening revolution that'll transform any tiny space into a productive growing paradise. Picture this: strawberries cascading down multiple levels, fresh herbs spiraling upward like a living tower, or colorful flowers creating a stunning centerpiece that looks like you hired a professional garden designer. You can stack 3, 4, even 5 pots high, and each level becomes its own mini garden. Here's the Daily Garden Fix pro tip that changes everything. Slightly rotate each pot as you stack so the plants can spill over beautifully, creating this gorgeous waterfall effect. Add a wooden dowel through the center for stability, and boom, you've got a $60 garden center display for under $5. Want to get extra creative? Alternate colors, add those mini plant labels from the craft section, or elevate the whole tower on a plant stand for even more dramatic height. It's vertical gardening made absolutely stunning. Item 2, Secret Plant Support Systems. Item 2, Mini Climbing Trellises. These tiny plastic trellises may look basic on the Dollar Tree shelf, but in your garden, they're pure magic for any climbing plant you can imagine. Whether you're growing sweet peas that'll fill your garden with fragrance, mini cucumbers for fresh salads, or decorative morning glories that bloom in stunning colors, these little supports give your plants exactly what they need to thrive vertically. But here's where it gets really good. Want that expensive upscale garden look? Grab some matte black or bronze spray paint and transform these basic trellises into designer garden features. You can even zip tie several together to create custom sizes and patterns that fit your exact space. And they're not just for outdoor use. These work beautifully indoors for training pothos, philodendrons, or ivy. It's structure, support, and style, all for literally pocket change. Item 3, Game-Changing Garden Gloves. Item 3, Garden Claw Gloves. If you haven't discovered these brilliant gloves with built-in claws yet, you're seriously missing out on one of the most satisfying gardening experiences ever. Those plastic claws aren't just for show. They turn your hands into precision digging tools. No more grabbing for hand tools every few minutes. You can dig perfect planting holes, rake small patches of soil, and even gently cultivate around delicate plants, all without switching tools. They're especially incredible for flower beds, container gardens, or anywhere you're doing detailed work. And if you hate getting dirt under your nails like I do, these are an absolute game changer. The gloves themselves are surprisingly durable and flexible, so your hands stay comfortable even during longer garden sessions. One session with these and you'll be completely hooked. Trust me on this one. Item 4, Stackable Plant Clips. These small green clips might not look impressive, but they're absolute lifesavers when it comes to keeping your garden organized and your plants healthy and upright. Whether you're training climbing vines along a fence, supporting heavy tomato branches loaded with fruit, or keeping unruly herb stems tidy, these clips are the quiet heroes working behind the scenes in every successful garden. They snap on easily without damaging delicate stems, and they're reusable season after season. You can guide plants along trellises, bamboo stakes, or even string lines to create living walls and green screens. They make everything look intentional and professionally maintained. Once you start using these, you'll absolutely wonder how you ever managed to garden without them. Ready for something that'll surprise you? Item 5. Instant garden boundaries. Item 5. Flexible garden edging. This lightweight plastic fencing might be the most underrated treasure in the entire Dollar Tree garden section, and I'm about to show you why. It comes in panels that click together effortlessly, and while it looks purely decorative, it's surprisingly functional. Use it to create clean edges around flower beds, keep curious pets away from newly seeded areas, or divide different sections of your garden for better visual organization. Here's where it gets really exciting. Some of the most creative gardeners I know spray paint these panels gold, black, or even deep forest green to match their aesthetic. Instant, professional upgrade that looks like you invested in custom garden design. It's flexible enough to create curves, easy to install without any tools, and gives your entire space that polished, well-maintained look that makes people stop and stare. Shall we dive into the next game changer? Item 6. Vertical growing systems. These stackable pots are perfect for anyone who wants maximum growing power in minimum space, and the visual impact they create is absolutely stunning. Each pot is usually about 6 inches wide, and they nest together perfectly. You can create herb spirals with basil cascading into oregano, into thyme, strawberry towers that produce fruit all season, or succulent displays that look like living art sculptures. You can stack 3, 4, even 5 pots high, and each level becomes its own mini garden. Here's the Daily Garden Fix secret. Rotate each pot slightly as you stack so the plants can spill over beautifully, creating this gorgeous waterfall effect. Add a wooden dowel through the center for stability, and boom, you've got a $60 garden center display for under $5. Want to get extra creative? Alternate colors? Add those mini plant labels from the crafts section, or elevate the whole tower on a plant stand for even more dramatic height. It's vertical gardening made absolutely stunning. Want to see something that'll protect your investment? Item 7. DIY plant protection domes. This hack is so clever, you're going to want to try it immediately. Use Dollar Tree's clear plastic bowls as instant mini greenhouses for your seedlings and young plants. Just flip them upside down over vulnerable plants and you've created the perfect protective microclimate. They trap warmth during cool nights, shield from harsh wind and rain, and keep curious pests away from tender growth. The clear plastic lets maximum sunlight through while creating that humid, nurturing environment plants crave. Poke a few ventilation holes in the top for air circulation, and you've got professional-grade plant protection that commercial versions sell for $15 to $20 each. Add a decorative knob on top if you want them to look intentionally designed rather than repurposed. Simple, affordable, and surprisingly effective for giving your garden the best possible start. And never lose track again. Item 8. Plant identification system. Never again forget what you planted or when you planted it. Dollar Tree's bamboo skewers and plant labels are about to organize your garden life in the most charming way possible. Write plant names on their mini chalkboards or plastic tags attached to skewers and pop them right into the soil next to each plant. But here's where you can get really creative and organized. Color code everything. Paint the stake tips green for herbs, red for vegetables, blue for annual flowers, yellow for perennials. Or use their tiny wooden signs for a rustic farmhouse vibe, or the plastic ones for clean, modern labeling. You can even include planting dates, care instructions, or harvest timing. It's practical garden management that adds personality and charm to every corner of your growing space. Small investment, big impact on staying organized all season long. Mobile garden organization.
Item 9. Floating garden magic. These simple chains and brackets do way more than just hold baskets. They're like jewelry for your garden, adding movement, height, and absolute elegance to any space. Clip one onto a wire basket lined with coconut fiber or burlap, fill it with trailing flowers or cascading herbs, and suddenly you've got floating garden displays that look boutique-worthy. But think way beyond traditional hanging baskets. Use them to suspend lanterns for evening ambiance, create vertical herb walls that save precious ground space, or layer multiple planters at different heights along a porch post or pergola beam. They're perfect for small patios where every square foot matters, or cozy corners that need something special to make them feel intentional and inviting. Who knew a couple of dollar chains could feel so designer and sophisticated? Item 10. Garden room creation. Item 10. Decorative border fencing. This is one of the most underrated beautification tools at Dollar Tree, and once you see what it can do, you'll understand why creative gardeners stock up on these panels. Sure, you can use them to define traditional garden beds, but the real magic happens when you start thinking about creating garden rooms and experiences. Curve them around clusters of potted plants to make groupings feel intentional and elevated, or line pathways to create that romantic storybook trail that guides visitors through your garden like a treasure hunt. They're also perfect for hiding less than beautiful necessities like utility meters, compost areas, or tool storage. Just position the fencing strategically and let visual suggestion work its magic. Installation is effortless, they're flexible enough for curves and custom shapes, and they instantly make any space look more thoughtfully designed and professionally maintained. Item 11. Vertical Impact Systems. Item 11. Wall-mounted plant holders. Now we're talking about serious vertical impact. These hanging plant brackets might be small, but the three-dimensional beauty they bring to your garden is absolutely huge. Mount them on fences, deck posts, pergola beams, or even repurposed wooden crates, and suddenly you've got layers, movement, and depth that make your garden feel like a curated sanctuary rather than just a collection of plants. Use them for classic trailing petunias or ivy, but also get creative with painted metal buckets drilled for drainage, or lined baskets filled with culinary herbs that are both beautiful and functional. It's the kind of sophisticated detail that makes visitors think you planned every element down to the last petal. Your garden starts feeling more like an outdoor room and less like a weekend hobby project. Item 13. Custom garden walls. Item 13. Lattice panel systems. These basic plastic panels might look unremarkable, but they're hidden gems for gardeners who think creatively about vertical space and privacy. Cut them to size for custom trellises, create instant privacy screens for intimate garden nooks, or use them as decorative backdrops that make your patio feel more enclosed and intentional. A quick coat of spray paint completely transforms their look. Bright white for airy cottage vibes, matte black for sleek modern appeal, or sage green to blend naturally with foliage. Add S-hooks, and suddenly you can hang planters, garden tools, or string lights to create custom garden walls that look like they came straight from a design magazine. Lightweight, completely flexible, and absolutely full of potential. These panels are about to become your garden's secret weapon for vertical beauty. Item 14. Mobile Garden Organization. Item 14. Repurposed storage caddies. Yes, we're talking about shower caddies, but not for bathrooms. These wire wonders are actually secret superheroes for garden organization. Hang them on fence posts, shed sides, or trellis systems using zip ties or S-hooks, and instantly you've got vertical organizers that keep small pots, hand tools, gloves, seed packets, and garden supplies off the ground and within perfect reach. Line them with coconut fiber or landscape fabric, and they transform into charming hanging planters for herbs, small flowers, or trailing succulents. Want that expensive garden center look? Spray paint them matte black or oil-rubbed bronze and add natural twine accents. For small space and balcony gardeners, these are absolutely essential. They maximize every inch of vertical space without requiring permanent installation or expensive shelving systems.
Item 15, Soil Perfection Tools. Item 15, Precision Soil Management. These kitchen mesh strainers are surprisingly valuable in the garden, and not just for rinsing herbs after harvest. Use them to gently sift soil for seed starting trays, removing rocks and debris to create that perfect fine texture seedlings love. They're especially helpful when you're reconditioning old potting soil or mixing your own custom growing blends. But here's a clever protection hack. Use them as temporary shields over young seedlings. Pop one over a tender sprout and you've got a protective dome that blocks pests and harsh weather while allowing light and air circulation. For seed starting, they're absolute lifesavers for sprinkling soil evenly over tiny seeds without packing everything down. No more clumpy, uneven coverage that leads to poor germination. Item 16, Weather Protection Systems. Item 16, Waterproof Garden Solutions. Think way beyond bathroom use for these inexpensive shower curtain liners. They're actually gardening problem solvers that'll make your outdoor work so much easier. Lay one under your potting bench or work area to catch spilled soil and water, making cleanup absolutely effortless and keeping your patio spotless. Use as a protective ground barrier when you're transplanting or doing messy garden work. No more kneeling in mud or struggling with cleanup afterward. Want to protect outdoor furniture or wooden surfaces? Cut liners to size as waterproof barriers under plant containers, cushions, or tool storage. You can even create makeshift greenhouse covers by draping over PVC frames and anchoring with stones. Instant humidity control for plant starts or protecting tender plants during weather transitions. Item 17. Harvest and organization. Item 17. Collection and drainage solutions. These aluminum baking trays aren't just for cookies, they're fantastic multitaskers that solve multiple garden challenges beautifully. Use shallow trays as drip catchers under containers to prevent water stains on patios and decks. Filled with decorative pebbles and water to create instant humidity trays for moisture-loving plants. Need portable seed starting stations? Punch drainage holes, add soil and seeds, and you've got lightweight trays you can move around to follow optimal sunlight. They're also perfect for organizing small garden supplies, sorting seeds by type, or transporting delicate seedlings without everything tipping over during moves. Who knew baking equipment could be so incredibly useful for garden success? Item 18. Charming garden communication. Item 18. Garden messaging systems. These mini chalkboards are often completely overlooked, but they add such a personal, organized touch to any garden space. Stick them into planters to label different herbs, vegetables, or flower varieties. Write planting dates, watering schedules, or care reminders, especially helpful if family members help with garden maintenance. Want charming touches for outdoor entertaining? Use as menu signs in herb planters or place cards stuck into floral arrangements. The absolute best part? They're completely reusable. Just wipe clean and rewrite as your garden changes through the seasons. Whether you're organizing, labeling, or decorating, these mini chalkboards bring both practical clarity and sweet personal charm to your outdoor space. Item 19. Smart storage solutions. Item 19. Multi-purpose storage systems. These plastic bins with lids do way more than organize closets. They're complete game changers for garden management and plant care. Use them for seed storage, tool organization, and supply management, but here's the brilliant part. They also make fantastic mini greenhouses. Flip one over newly planted seeds, and you've created a warm, humid environment that encourages faster, more reliable germination. The lid traps moisture and heat, while the clearer translucent plastic allows light penetration. It's like having a professional propagation chamber for pennies on the dollar. When growing season ends, they keep gloves, plant ties, labels, and small tools perfectly organized and protected from weather, pests, and winter damage. Item 20. Vertical support networks. Item 20. Climbing plant infrastructure. These metal cooling racks from the kitchen section are about to become your secret weapon for creative plant support that looks absolutely professional. Prop them up with stakes to create instant trellises for peas, beans, cucumbers, or decorative vines. Want budget-friendly seedling protection? Lay them flat over planting beds. They allow sunlight and water through while creating protective barriers that rabbits, squirrels, and other garden visitors won't bother crossing. They're lightweight enough to move easily, but surprisingly strong for long-term plant support. Sometimes the most unexpected items deliver the smartest, most elegant garden solutions. And that professional look? People will think you invested in expensive custom garden infrastructure. Item 21. Pathway and border magic. Item 21. Decorative pathway systems. These small plastic border pieces might seem basic, but watch what happens when you use them creatively to define and beautify your garden spaces. Line pathways to create that enchanting cottage garden feel that makes every walk through your space feel like a discovery. Frame raised containers for neat, polished edges that suggest professional garden design. Want that luxury look? Paint them matte gold, soft sage green, or classic black. You can trim and bend them into curved shapes around planters or corner features. They're also perfect for creating gentle barriers that keep pets and children away from delicate areas without sacrificing visual appeal. Simple installation, maximum impact on creating structure, charm, and that subtle sense of intentional design that pulls your entire outdoor space together beautifully. Item 22. Natural garden finishing. Item 22. Decorative stone collections. It's amazing how something as simple as a bag of river rocks can completely transform your garden's entire aesthetic and professional appearance. These smooth stones come in beautiful natural color mixes, grays, browns, creamy whites, perfect for those finishing touches that make spaces look curated rather than casual.
Layer them on top of container soil for polished, professional-looking planters that photograph beautifully. Use them to edge herb gardens, fill shallow trays under water features for spa-like tranquility, or create decorative borders around special plant groupings. Want something even more creative? Paint a few with simple mandala designs or use them as natural plant labels nestled among foliage. They're substantial enough to stay exactly where you place them, and they whisper attention to detail in every corner. Item 23. Gentle Plant Guidance Tools. Training plants to grow exactly how you envision doesn't require expensive specialty equipment. Dollar Tree's clips and soft ties handle everything with perfect gentleness. Whether you're coaxing tomato vines up supports, training climbing roses along arbors, or taming indoor plant houses into beautiful shapes, these tools provide essential support without damaging tender stems and branches. The clips secure quickly and safely, while twist ties come on convenient spools so you can cut exactly the length needed for each application. They blend invisibly into foliage while providing crucial structural support. It's like having invisible assistants constantly organizing your plants behind the scenes, clean, quiet, and incredibly satisfying to use throughout the growing season. Item 24. Gardener Convenience Gear. Item 24. Hands-free garden efficiency. These gardening aprons might look simple, but they're surprisingly practical tools that make every single garden session smoother and more enjoyable. Deep front pockets keep gloves, seed packets, pruning shears, plant ties, and even your phone within instant reach, eliminating those constant trips back and forth to your tool storage. The lightweight, easy rinse material stays comfortable over whatever you're wearing, and adjustable straps ensure perfect fit. It's one of those items you don't realize you absolutely need until you try it once and wonder how you ever functioned without it. Organized tools mean more time actually gardening and less time searching for what you need. Item 25. Ultimate Vertical Drama. Item 25. Architectural Garden Elements. Here's the crown jewel of vertical gardening from Dollar Tree, these garden trellises that instantly add structure, height, and professional elegance to any growing space. Whether you're supporting climbing roses, heavy tomato plants, pole beans, or morning glories that'll cover everything in gorgeous blooms, these lightweight supports provide exactly what climbing plants need to thrive and look spectacular. Group several together for makeshift privacy walls, create dramatic entrances to patios or walkways, or use them as backdrops for stunning plant displays that photograph like magazine features. It's one of the simplest ways to add height, drama, and sophisticated beauty to your garden without adding any stress whatsoever to your budget. That's a wrap on over 25 must-have gardening essentials that every single gardener needs, all available right now at Dollar Tree. Each one is a small but mighty tool that makes gardening easier, more beautiful, and way more enjoyable. But here's what I really want you to understand from today's Daily Garden Fix. The total investment for everything we just covered? Under $30. Compare that to what you'd spend getting the same functionality at traditional garden centers. We're talking about $200 to $300 in savings while getting the same results. I absolutely want to hear from you. Which of these Dollar Tree garden tools are you most excited to try first? Drop a comment below and tell me your biggest garden challenge right now. I read every single comment, and I might feature your question in an upcoming Daily Garden Fix video. If this video just saved you hundreds of dollars while giving you dozens of new garden ideas, show some love by hitting that like button. It really helps our gardening community grow and reach more people who need these budget-friendly solutions. And if you're new to Daily Garden Fix, welcome to the family. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because we're here every single day with new budget gardening tips, seasonal guides, plant care advice, and garden transformations that prove beautiful gardens are possible for everyone. Don't forget to share this video with anyone in your life who loves gardening or wants to start but thinks it's too expensive. Let's help more people discover that incredible gardens don't require incredible spending. Your homework for today, make that Dollar Tree run and grab at least 3 items we talked about. Start small, think big, and watch your garden transform on the ultimate budget. Until tomorrow's Daily Garden Fix, keep growing, keep experimenting, and remember, every master gardener started with simple tools and unlimited creativity. Your Dollar Tree garden revolution starts right now.